If you've been following the Security Officer Network for long, you'll know that slowing police response times are spiraling out of control. Waiting hours for the police to respond to non-life-threatening incidents isn't workable, but neither is failing to respond altogether. There's really only one option left: private companies. And that's exactly what is beginning to happen. This video is brought to you by the Security Officer Network. If you are a security professional, the network is the place to be. It's where you can build your portfolio of training and impress your future employers and clients. Check out the just-released Accident Investigation Training app, a must-have for the officer who wants to become familiar with the basics of providing motor vehicle accident response services at his client's site, or, as we are about to see, even on the public roadways. Join us today.
Well, minor traffic accidents made up more than 30,000 calls for service last year, and police are hoping that this one-year pilot program will help them better deploy their officers.
The Baltimore City Board of Estimates is now approving a services agreement between the police department and a company called On Scene Services. The company will respond to non-emergency traffic incidents like a fender bender on city roads. And if an officer is needed, they'll be able to call for them.
Baltimore, one of the nation's most crime-plagued cities, has initiated a pilot program with On Scene Service, a private company specializing in accident response under their compelling slogan, Motor Vehicle Accident Resolution for the 21st Century. On Scene Services isn't an unproven company. A few years ago, New Orleans hired this company in a pilot program in response to the city's lackluster response times. Back in 2010, NOPD had around 1,500 officers. Fast forward a decade, and the number had dwindled to about 1,200. Since 2020, the numbers plummeted another 20%. To just 944 officers. Initially, the New Orleans pilot rolled out just 2 of the privatized on-scene units to respond to the vehicular incidents. Apparently, it's been a success, because the pilot program has now evolved into a full-fledged program, now deploying 6 units from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily. During a standard shift, the on-scene investigators tackle between 4 to 10 calls. By their metrics, each call they address spares a police officer approximately 2.5 hours and saves the police department $200, and their response time is believed to be twice as fast as the NOPD's. The on-scene service investigators are allowed to use the public safety electronic systems to help them write up reports, but they don't operate on freeways, nor do they issue citations. For the private security entrepreneurs out there, you are probably asking, how much money can a company make doing this type of work? On Scene Services charges only for the calls they handle, which is allegedly roughly half of what it would cost New Orleans to dispatch an on-duty officer. Baltimore, for its part, has earmarked almost $500,000 from a state grant to run the pilot program for 1 year. So, yes, there is an argument for why your security business should look into this model. Baltimore and New Orleans might be starting points, but On Scene has its sights set nationally.
We're excited to expand our model to cities across the country and make life just a little bit better for everyone.
Given the success of the On Scene Services model, it offers a template for private providers across the U.S. A template that could easily extend to included licensed, skilled security officers who are trained in accident response and reporting, and who can potentially slash public safety costs, enhance motor vehicle accident response times, and continue pivoting public services to the private sector. If you are in private security and your officers are trained in handling accidents on private premises, perhaps it's time to consider expanding your purview to public roads. What's your take? If you are a supervisor or agency head, are you going to explore the possibility of delving deeper into the realm of services that were previously done by public agencies? If you are an officer, is this an area of public safety policy that you might like to work in? Do you agree that this new trend of private companies doing the job of the police is only going to increase? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, to support the network and more content like this. And if you're serious about private security, connect with us at thesecurityofficernetwork.com. Your Security Officer Network portfolio URL is the go-to symbol of professionalism for security officers everywhere. I'll see you next time.